This is Kalen Caron Vasquez from DivingDragonGames.com and YourCardSleeves.com, and I just wanted to take a moment to show you one of my latest experiments. Now, ever since I started working on this custom card sleeve project, people have been asking me if I had any plans on making sleeves with a matte coating. And, well, the answer is yes. To be perfectly honest, I've been wanting to do this since the very beginning. I love matte coats. I think they add an extra touch of class, and, well, they feel great. On top of this, I have not seen that many card sleeve manufacturers that produce a matte coated art sleeve. You'll find matte finish solid color sleeves, no problem, but not so much on the art sleeves. And since I'm already doing custom art sleeves, I might as well do custom coated art sleeves. Now, the best part about this is the company that makes the gloss coat that I use also makes a matte coat. That means that not only is it going to be just as durable as the gloss coat, which, as I've said in other videos, is rated for outdoor use on signage, so it will stand up, but it is the exact same price. So not only do I not pay any more, you don't pay any more. Um, it's that simple. Now, like I've said before, this is the gloss coat that I use, and let's do a quick little side by side. Here is one of my testers for the matte coat. I love it. There's no quality lost. It feels really nice, actually. It feels like velvet. And it just looks really nice. It doesn't have extra reflection, which some people like, some people don't. And on the reflection, don't worry, any Magic judges out there or Yu-Gi-Oh judges, these are not reflective enough to show what's coming next in your deck. A lot of people have brought that up. I'll tell you now, the shininess is mostly due to the lighting that I have to use, since the lights in my apartment suck. I just have to use really bright lights in order to capture these videos. So, don't worry, people cannot cheat using these sleeves. Though I am tempted to make a set for myself using pure mirrored mylar as a joke, but that's neither here nor there, and if it happens, I'll post a video. Don't expect it anytime soon. Now, back on the topic of these sleeves. Uh, Anyone who's already placed a pre-order, feel free to contact me. Let me know if you want to switch to matte coat. If you want to stick with the gloss, no need to contact me. I will get to yours in the queue actually really soon, now that I've conquered a few problems, which I will bring up later in this video. But anyone who wants to place a new pre-order, feel free to go to yourcardsleeves.com and click the store tab, and, well, matte is now one of the options. And like I said, there's no extra charge for a matte coat. It's just an aesthetic. Now back to those issues. Those of you who have placed pre-orders, anyone who's participated in the Kickstarter knows that I've been hitting a lot of delays on getting these made. The good news is I am past the final hurdles. This time, for real. Not only do I have sleeves that look great and a production process that works, but I have finally made this production process efficient. Now, for my prototypes, and even these nice production models here, I've had to hand slice the sleeves. Doesn't sound that bad, but if you realize how much centering goes into it, having to make sure my hand is steady, I don't slip and accidentally nick the edge, or anything like that, you'll realize it's actually quite tedious. And to make sure the clear front matches up perfectly with the opaque back, that just adds another level on top of it. So making these sleeves here actually took me several minutes per sleeve. That's why you haven't gotten a shuffle video. I like my sanity. That was draining it quickly. Now, in order to remedy that, well, I needed to do what any professional printer would do and get a cutting die. So I contacted several companies, placed a few requests for quotes, got bounced around a lot, and got some really bad numbers. Turns out to get a die the size I need, which is very, very small compared to ones that I've used in the past for other projects. Geek Fight. Um, it was way too expensive and way too long of a lead time. So, I decided to try to make one myself. I mean, I've seen a professional cutting die before. I've used them personally. I've been around the big machines and whatnot. So, fortunately, during my quest for the cutting die, I came across a source for the materials. The right materials. Now, I could have gone with the method that I've seen online. Everyone seems so passionate about making a cutting die out of a soup can. And I'm a big DIY modder and whatnot. That's just not what I was willing to use for something that I was actually going to be making things to sell with. No, I found a place where I could get steel rule cutting die blades. Not only that, but due to the fact that I work with such small, thin plastic, I had professional grade cutting tools and measuring tools. So I bought the steel rule, sat down with messed up several times, and finally I have a professional grade cutting die. Soon I will have 3 professional grade cutting dies. And for anyone who's seen the one that I posted on Facebook, yeah, that one works mostly. I went too big on that one. Scaled it down a bit. I'm now doing single card size cutting die. Turns out I can reposition that one just as quickly as having to use that big mother on a sheet. And even better, I'm actually much faster with it, and it's guaranteed to cut every time. I've already chalked out quite a few clear fronts and opaque backs, and everything's going swimmingly. So let me go ahead and show you the little die. He's not that pretty. No, he's not. But these are professional grade die blades. It is actually closer to the design than one of the several $100 dies that I was getting quotes for. My measurements are actually well more precise. They had a specific tolerance that they would have gone to, and I exceed it. So I'm actually quite proud of this little guy. He has taken a 4-pound hammer many times, hasn't shown any signs of stress. I've gone a little bit overkill on filling it with resin to ensure it's nice and solid, and I've reinforced the corners so there's no warping or folding or anything like that. So far, so good. These dies should last me quite a while. Now, the other problem I've been having has been with my clamps for the heat sealer that I had to build. I have had to basically build all of my machinery from scratch, and the heat sealer has been the last hurdle. Now, I've been using C-clamps for a while. I use them to make my prototypes, but as you can see, it's actually quite slow to open and close. And I have to open it about this far each time. 4 times per. So, quite tedious. Needless to say, hand slicing and closing the heat sealer with these dies, several minutes per sleeve, not cost effective. Now, I did end up replacing those dies, or those clamps, with some hand clamps, and these worked quite well for a while, actually. It's got a nice little quick release, so I can open and close it quickly. Still have to tighten it down, but due to its design, I can tighten 2 at once. Downside is, well, to get them in this size, which is the size I need, I have to get them made out of plastic. And I've already snapped 2 of them. Fortunately, they're not that expensive. I was able to find this exact model at Hobby Lobby for $8, and then walk across the street and find an identical model to the last detail for $1. So I didn't really get sad when I broke them. I just replaced them, but they're not that durable, and to be honest, they still take about 15 to 20 seconds to close on the die or on the heat sealer, and that's time that I really just can't waste on making these sleeves. I need to make it as fast and efficiently as possible. Fortunately, this month, I was finally able to track down what I've been looking for. It's called a toggle clamp. Now, these little guys, I can close all four of them and open all four of them with a single motion. So instead of pumping these or twisting these very slowly, I just one quick flick, less than a second to open and close it. It's actually much faster on the machine. Holding it, not so quick, but you get the idea. And they lock in place. It's actually really efficient. And I can readjust these pegs so that it opens and closes to the exact, well, it closes to the exact pressure every time, so I get a nice, consistent seal. I've already got them installed on my heat sealer, so it now takes me only a few seconds to cut and seal each sleeve. It still takes me a while to apply the coatings and let them dry, but I've actually got an efficient method. I am running straight into production this week. It is time to empty out the backlog, start work on the new orders, and finally start making the people happy who have been emailing me constantly with just requests to shut up and take their money. So this has been Kalen Kieran Vasquez from DivingDragonGames.com and YourCardSleeves.com. I thank you for putting up with my rambling, but soon you will have your own custom card sleeves.